Right, peeps, I'm back. And we're going to talk about the team leagues. We're going to have a look at the Content Creator League and anything else that comes into my head. Because to be honest with you, I'm very, very disillusioned with the game today. Extremely disillusioned. It makes me question why I bother playing this game. You know, it's hard enough playing it in this country as it is. The other end of the world, where I have to stay up half the night to try and get team leaks in case I get left behind, basically. I don't want team leaks. I just want to be on a level playing field with everybody else. And I thought, you know, if they find out Haaland's not playing and I don't know about it, I'm going to be at a big disadvantage. So I'm forced to stay up most of the night when I'm supposed to be going out looking at buskers and stuff today and enjoying my Sunday out. Instead, I've had 2 hours sleep. I've got a headache. I'm as tired as whatever. And it's just not at all an enjoyable experience. It's left me feeling, it really has. I'm disillusioned with this game. Disillusioned with it. I honestly am. It's been hardly any team leaks this season. And the 1 week when everybody knows how important it is to get the the team sheet, we got Grubs on X charging people £100 per player for team leaks, whether they actually knew or not, but they're offering their services. I mean, they might well have been guessing. We've got, I'll tell you what happened, peeps, right? 2 or 3 hours before the deadline, people notice on Solio, they have live odds from the bookmakers coming in, the player prices, projections or whatever. And there was a massive drop in Man City's projected goals about 3 hours before the deadline. They went from 2.85, I think it was, projected goals, all the way down to about 2.5 projected goals. And it's unprecedented. It never really moves anywhere near those levels. So obviously the bookmakers have got hold of this news. 10 minutes before the deadline, we get a leak. And it's from a lazy FPL newsletter. And this is 4 hours, 10 minutes before the actual game is due to be played. And we get this leak. Now, we've had this before. We've had this before with Andy's leak, with Saliba, where it's always 10 minutes before the deadline. Just long enough to give people subscribers. It's got nothing to do with this one, by the way, peeps. But it's always just 10 minutes before the deadline. They probably had that info for 2 hours. And they sit on it. They wait for 10 minutes before the deadline, just long enough for all their subscribers and the sharp people to get on, make their changes, but not long enough for the community. There are over 7 million managers this week that have been disadvantaged and captained Haaland. And there's probably another million that wouldn't captain him anyway, but still didn't know. Maybe more. There's probably only a few 100,000 that are sat on their computers getting this leak 10 minutes before the game, before the deadline. And to me, it just leaves a sour taste. Poor old Nightmare, Andrew. He works night shift, I think, and he was asleep during the deadline. And he misses it. So he's got 1 point for his captain. And it's just not fair. It's just not fair. And it's grubby. It's absolutely grubby. This lazy FPL newsletter, they don't give a shit about the community. They don't care about the people playing the game. All they care about is making as much money for themselves as they can. They're quite happy to sell the average player down the river. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely pathetic. The worst thing that happened to this game was when it started to become monetarised and the grubs took over. And it really, no, it's disgusting in my opinion. It really is. Right, let's get on to the football. Because I don't even want to be doing this video, really. Right, let's have a look. So, I've had 3 play. I've got a red arrow so far. But I think this week is all about the captains. I mean, like I said, 8 million people have already had 1 point for their captain. Do you know what I mean? So they've had a huge disadvantage. Another load of people switched it to Ekitike, who only got 1 point as well. So Ekitike owners must be feeling thoroughly sick to death because they've like bought Ekitike and who did look decent. I mean, if I'd had more free transfers, I might have got him myself. But, I chose not to. But he looked good on paper. He's just been an absolute nightmare. And then he's gone and given him a 1 point captain today. So Virgil done all right, 7 points. Finally got a goal. Didn't do him much good, of course. So he still only gets 7 points. Just can't catch a trick with Virgil, and he's off this week. That's his last day in my team. Shirky, I was looking forward to this. I thought rubbing my hands, because I picked Shirky fair and square without any leaks or whatever. And did I get rewarded? Did I fuckers like 3 points? I mean, I'd have been better off if he'd been not starting, and then I could have sold him to somebody else who'll probably get loads of points. A bit like all the people that have sold Foden to Fernandes on the strength of a leak, and then when Fernandes scores a goal, they'll be jumping up and down with joy, sharing videos of themselves running around the living room, congratulating themselves on their brilliant pick. When all that's happened is they've all took him out because they heard a team leak. So then there's Haaland. I mean, I could have benched Haaland. I thought about benching Haaland, but I didn't 100% trust this leak anyway. I thought, well, what if Haaland does start? What if he comes on at half time? I thought Anderson's not going to keep a clean sheet, and he didn't. But of course he gets an assist because everybody on my bench has to get points. I don't mind my bench players getting points when my starters are getting points. But recently, all my starters have been doing absolutely nothing. And all my bench players have been my highest scoring players. I mean, last week it was Tarkowski. And now I've got Anderson sitting there on 8 points. And I'm there awake in the long hours of the night, knowing that I should be getting sleep and that I'm ruining my Sunday. And I think, well, why? You know what I mean? Why bother? Quite frankly. So let's have a look. I'm sorry, it's probably not very entertaining for you, is it, peeps, hearing me moan? Well, some of you will be thoroughly enjoying it. Right, so we're going to have a look at the Content Creator League. Nothing FPL managers like more than seeing other people suffer, is there? So let's have a look. So, what have we got here? So, did anyone actually captain Haaland? Or did they all know? They probably all knew. The only one who appears didn't know is Joe, who has got a life. I think he said to us when he was on the podcast that he doesn't sit around at the deadline. He'd rather get on with things. So he captained Haaland and was rewarded with 1 point. So let's have a look at people's transfers. Mark, Cunha to Semenyo. FPL General. Foden to Semenyo. I mean, did FPL General do this after he knew the leak? Did he think, right, I'll get rid of Foden and get Semenyo in on the strength of that league? I wonder how many people did that. They've all done very well out of it, haven't they? Andy, Captain Saka. Krellin's Captain Saka. Praz Ekitike for 1 point, so he's suffered again. And Bakar Saka. He'll probably be jumping around the living room again like he did in his video last week when Saka gets a goal, congratulating himself on his brilliant captain when it would have been on Haaland. Saka for Wag. Harry, Saka, myself, Thiago, poor old late riser with Ekitike, Fabio with Thiago, Az with Ekitike, and Joe with Haaland. So we've got a a mixture of Ekitike's, Thiago's and Saka's to go. So captain, I think, is going to be huge this week, isn't it? It's going to be huge because, like I said, 8 million people have already got a locked-in 1 point captain through no fault of their own, really. I mean, we should all have a 1 point locked-in captain, shouldn't we? And apart from those that kind of deliberately avoided Haaland because they were brave. But of course, bravery means nothing in this game because what matters more is getting hold of leaks. You know, like I said, I mean, people have called me a hypocrite because I changed my captain as well. But like, I'm realistic enough to know that if I don't stay up for the deadline and a leak comes, then I'm at a huge disadvantage. I don't want to be having to do that and ruin my entire weekend by having to stay up. I'd much rather be asleep and getting a good night's sleep. But this game doesn't allow it. So, you know, I'm thoroughly disillusioned with it. So let's have a look. Mark. 1 point for Roofs. Played Trafford for 3 points. Wilson, the gift that keeps on giving for owners. You know, he's very consistent, isn't he? I thought he'd be like a short-term Foden type. You know, few good hauls and then blank for ever and a day. But maybe he's going to keep it up for the entire season. And Bowen with a 12-pointer. You know, Sunderland looking shaky away from home, aren't they? And West Ham with a couple of good wins in the last few weeks. They brought quite a few new players in, freshen themselves up, getting rid of Paquetá. So FPL General, he doesn't have Haaland anyway, but he could have well benefited from the Foden situation. We don't know when he made his move. At least like myself, he benched Anderson. So I'm not the only one who's benched Anderson. And yeah, still lots to go. Ekitike Wirtz blanked again, didn't he? I say again, he's been doing quite well recently. I wouldn't be surprised if Slot gets the sack soon. So Andy, Foden to Fernandez, Tavernier to Anderson. Played his, at least he played the right Anderson. I played the wrong Anderson. Have I only got myself to blame for playing the wrong Anderson? Or is it the wrong Anderson? We don't know how many points that one's going to get yet. It was a toss-up. I couldn't decide which Anderson to play. Could not decide. So Virgil, he's got Szoboszlai. Another one that's annoyed me peeps, Szoboszlai this week. I really don't like, I don't like it when review picks do well. You know, ones that are only in people's teams because they were top of review. You know, like Szoboszlai, I think he'd had one return in like 11 matches or something. No way anybody would have picked him at all other than for the fact that he was top of review. I mean, fair play to review because he has actually turned out to be a good pick. You know, and that's what kind of annoys me in a way. That people are getting rewarded now for just pressing a button, basically. And, you know, that's another black mark against the game, really. People aren't even playing it themselves anymore, are they? So, Haaland 1 point. The rest of them have done all right. Right, Mr. Krellin. What have we got here? 7 for Virgil, 8 for Anderson, Szoboszlai, of course, and doing well. Praz, bench Szoboszlai. He's not having much luck, is he, Praz? I mean, maybe he'll get some. Maybe one of these won't play, but it's hard to imagine Gabriel, Bruno and Saka getting no minutes. Enzo possibly could get no minutes this week. Chelsea do have a very important game coming up. But yeah, I mean, not only is he benched Szoboszlai, he's gone and moved his captaincy from Haaland to Ekitike. Bakar, Foden to Fernandez, would have done that in the last minute probably. Sabozlai, Virgil Mukiele. So they're all doing pretty good. Pretty good. It's going to come down to Thiago versus Saka captaincy, I suspect, for myself compared with these ones. Wag on 22. Captain Saka, vice captain Thiago. Doesn't own any Man City players. So at least Wag can get some sleep at night. Wish I blooming could. So Virgil for 7, Sabozlai for 13, and Real for 2. Benched Evan Nielsen, who against Liverpool, it's not surprising, but he's coming into form, isn't he, Evan Nielsen? And he does have some good fixtures. Without Semenyo, Bournemouth still did okay, didn't they? Harry went into a mad panic. I was watching his deadline stream, and he went into a mass panic when he heard the news. He'd been saying all stream that he should have done Foden to Fernandes the day before. I don't know if he had like an inkling that there was going to be a leak or whatever, but he was very sorry with himself for still having Foden. But he ended up taking a hit, got Dewsbury Hall in. I don't know if Dewsbury Hall is actually fit again yet. So he's on 11, same score as I am. I mean, the bench points are killing me in the last few weeks. They really, really are. It's got to a point where now I just think it's inevitable that whoever I bench is going to be my best scoring player. It doesn't matter who it is. It's been 3 or 4 weeks of it. It wears you down after a while. It gets annoying. It's not so bad when all your starters are getting lots of points. I mean, people have said I should have benched Shirky, but then again, or Virgil or whatever, but it doesn't matter who I bench, they get loads of points. So, right, so late riser went Foden to Bumo, as he already got, so at least he's done something different. He's got Bumo in instead of Fernandes. But again, Ekitike. At least O'Reilly got some points today, didn't he? 6 points for O'Reilly. Fabio on 9. Thiago captain. He's only had 2 players. Well, Krupa Jr. with 1 point. He benched Haaland. I don't know how many benched Haaland. Did we check that? So Mark started him. General doesn't own him. Andy started him still. Ben Krellin benched him. Braz started him. Yeah, I think it was a pretty 50-50 decision, really, wasn't it, whether to start him or not, because you can never be 100% sure on a leak. And if anyone had got injured in the warm-up or anything and Haaland started, or he came on at half-time, I was quite happy to start him because I thought he'd get half an hour possibly or not play at all. I was quite surprised he came on when they were 2-0 up. Do you know what I mean? I thought, if you're going to give him a rest, let him rest. But I think Wolves were starting to come into the game a little bit at that stage, weren't they? But I'd have been 7 points better off if he had stayed on the bench. But I thought he'd either get half an hour or nothing, basically. But in the end, he got 15 minutes. But knowing he was only going to get 15, I probably would have benched him. So, as another one, Captain Ekitike. 1 point from Haaland, 5 from Dubravka. I've seen some very, very low scores out there, peeps, honestly. People still on minus points. I mean, most people here at least knew about the leak. But in the general community, people didn't have a clue. So there's a lot of people with 1 point from Foden, 1 point captaincy on Haaland. Awful lot of people. I mean, I don't know if Fernandes is going to do any better this week or not. But let's have a look at the price changes. I mean, Fernandes went up last night, didn't he? And let's look at predicted. Fernandez, he's going up again tonight. So he went up last night. He's going up again tonight. Crazy. And that's all from people that bought him once they got the Foden news. He'd no way he'd be anywhere near this high. So that leak helped the people that had Foden so much. It helped them so much. Because if it wasn't for that leak, they'd have got 1 point from Foden and they'd be having a big dilemma now of when to get Fernandez in. You know, but it kind of forced their hands, so we just all got him. Very, very annoying. Extremely, extremely annoying. So Foden's dropping, of course, tonight. 254% drop. So absolutely massive. Like everybody, every man and his dog sold Foden. They all got rid of him, peeps. And why wouldn't you? So that's enough of that. Let's have a look on Reddit, shall we? Where's my community gone? Here we are, already on it. So this is FPL. We'll what should we do? Best or hot? Let's do. So here we go. 7 million poor little devils who didn't know about the team leak. Innocently going about their business. Smacked in the head by lazy FPL. Greedy little lazy FPL. We want to help the community with this wonderful newsletter. Right. Mr. God. Right, Foden. This is his last 7 appearances, and this is why I got rid of a prick. You know, at least I went, and people were telling me this isn't the week to get rid of Foden. Well, it was the week to get rid of Foden. And I got rid of him on the Sunday, took advantage of the price rises for Fernandez. So I took a risk to do that swap legitimately, while others just got to do it because they knew with no risk whatsoever. So 3-2-3-2-2-1-1 points for Foden. Haaland played the 15 minutes. He didn't do much when he came on, to be honest. I think they were happy. And the insult, of course, was that he came on for Shirky. Very disappointed with Shirky because I felt like that was my time to be rewarded. Do you know what I mean? With having that Shirky there as a differential. But of course, FPL doesn't reward you like that. You know, it rewards other stuff. Like picking review picks or leaks, that type of thing. Right, Virgil van Dijk, it is time to go. I mean, he's rubbish. Like, he's half the reason Liverpool are doing so badly this season. Well, it's not all his fault. He's got no good defensive partners. I mean, Kirkez is rubbish. But, I mean, you know, Klopp got out at the right time, didn't he? I think he knew. Like, that was a team in decline, you know, and like Virgil and Salah were like pivotal, and Trent as well, like pivotal to that team and the way it played. And, you know, Slot looked like he'd done well, didn't he, when he came in? But it was kind of a beginning of the end, really. And Liverpool have got a huge problem. They're going to have to get someone in decent. I think Gomez started, didn't he, as centre-back and then went off injured as well. Semenyo could have had 2 goals, really. Probably should have done. Speechless. Right, Nunes is only blanked 2 times in the last 8 matches he's played. How many minutes? So Nightmare was right about him. I think Nightmare was right about at the start of the season. Nightmare had this theory that Nunes either plays 90 and never comes on as a substitute. And so Nightmare bought him. And the first game, I think he had him, Nunes came on as a substitute. It was like peak FPL. But like since then, he's like been doing great, hasn't he? %70% of top 100 captain Haaland, as you would. You know, I mean, we all should have been on captain. I'd happily take my 1 point captain for Haaland rather than if everyone's doing it and there's no leak. Do you know what I mean? Level playing field, peeps. That's all we want, really. I know some people don't want it. Some people don't want it. Some people want an advantage over everybody else. An advantage that has nothing to do with being good at picking players. They don't care because all they care about is their rank. Right. My bloody day's not being very pleasant. No matter if you wake up at 5 a.m. or 10 a.m., you can make your morning productive and pleasant. I think this thing's been reading my speech. Well, mind you, I woke up at like 12 o'clock. I only went to bed at 11, so it wasn't good, peeps. I've had about 1 hour sleep. Ekatike replacement shred. Enough is enough. I don't know if it is enough, is it? Are people going to keep him? I mean, a lot of people have got other fish to fry. I reckon Evan Nielsen actually is quite a good option. I'm not saying that just because he scored today, but he has been looking quite good recently. And he's cheap. People have got a lot of transfers to make, haven't they? I mean, people had to bring Bruno in. A lot of people don't have any transfers saved up now, and they've got to try and get Chelsea assets in this week. So Dubravka I think he was on about 7 points at one stage, wasn't he? 6 points by half time, 6 saves by half time. And of course, what's his face scored again? Van der Ven and Ramiro. They're just incredible this season, those Tottenham defenders. People didn't even know who they captained because of the panic. Like Lazy FPL left it till the ultimate moment before they released that leak. The ultimate moment to help themselves. Really? Is that the most captained? Surely João Pedro's not the first most captained player this week. Who have I bought this time? Don't know, peeps. I've been buying a lot of players. Oh, Xhaka's injured. He was ruled out of the game. And that is about it, I think. Now, I'm sorry if I've been a bit grumpy today. But, yeah. I thought I'd come on and do a video because it normally brings me out of it. Do you know what I mean? Talking about it makes me feel better about it. Because I was supposed to go on the lock-in earlier, and I said, no, I can't face it, you know what I mean? 2 hours sitting there talking about FPL and Szoboszlai, and Gary sitting there all puffed up because he's got Szoboszlai, even though he only got him because that review told him to get him, and D-Unit going on about Anderson this and Virgil that, and sometimes, peeps, you just like want to relax and get away from FPL for a bit. Do you know what I mean? So if you're one of them, you know, you're safe here, peeps. You're safe here. Because no one here is puffing their chest up at owning Virgil van Dijk, Turkey, or Haaland, or that little prick Anderson, for that matter. Right, so what happened here? So 3-1. Virgil lost his bonus point as well, didn't he? Because They scored that last goal with the last kick of the match. I think he was on one bonus before that. Man City, yeah, fairly humdrum, wasn't it? I mean, Mamouche did well. Well, it's going to be interesting going forward, isn't it, now? I mean, they've benched Haaland now. They've done it. Is it going to encourage them to do it again? Because, I mean, Mamouche finished his chance as well, didn't he? I don't know if Haaland were his chance. I don't know if Haaland would have scored that one. He looked very lumbering when he came on, Haaland. He does these days, doesn't he? He's sort of lumbering about, not doing anything. I mean, is Foden going to be on the outer as well now? Because, I mean, the team that they put out did quite well, didn't they? I mean, Foden was okay when he came on. Burnley, Sunderland, again, look, Romero, Van der Ven. They're very highly owned too amongst the dead teams and all those sort of teams. I'm now 19 points off the top 100k, but I have only had 3 play peeps, so there's still reason for optimism. And it really, this week, I think, comes down to captaincy, doesn't it? I think I still benefit from Saka. You know, if Saka does well, I still think it helps me. And it helped me massively, of course, if Thiago does well. Never know, maybe I'll get Anderson on for somebody, but I doubt it. Anyway, that's about it, peeps. I don't know if I should have a game of chess or not. I don't think I've got my headphones handy. I can't play without my headphones because I can't hear the moves and then I lose on time. So that's about it for this one. So I'll come back on Tuesday or whenever, when the game week's finished. But I really wanted to talk and get off my chest about the leaks and just the general unfairness of it all. And I don't know what they can do about it, because moving to deadline doesn't help, because it just, I mean, that was 4 hours before the deadline. So you move it to deadline of first kickoff and they'll get even more leaks for the matches at 3 p.m. I mean, it's not good. It's nearly always either Man City or Arsenal. It's just, no. To me, it spoils the whole game. Really does. Anyway, I'll talk to you all later, peeps. So cheers for now. So you lot have a good day. I'll try. Nearly lunchtime here now, actually. I'd better find out what my mate's up to. So I'll talk to you all later anyway, peeps. And cheers for now. So remember, like and subscribe. And hopefully, next time I come back on, I'll be a bit more chipper, because Thiago would have got a hat-trick. And Tarkowski would have got one as well. Sanchez clean sheet. And everyone would have got lots of points. So I'll talk to you all later anyway, peeps. So cheers for now.